It's an absolutely beautiful morning. The sun's just coming up over the trees. Had to get an early morning going this morning for the camp that I'm running or participating in. Anyway, 1,000 Juggles coming up, and since it's Tuesday and we're into the next round, that means up to 500 in a row. Here we go. Rubber's hitting the road. All right. Yesterday at this point I was done with my 1,000 after a set of 250 and then a set of 750. Now I'm still sitting at 0 with runs of 290, 240. And that was just 300 and change. This is a challenge. Oh, 612, so I'm at 500. 17 minutes in. Actually, almost 18. All right, 24-24 for 1,000 Juggles at 500 a clip. That took a bit. I'm gonna take a minute and we'll talk about it. Okay, got in the 2 sets of 500. Took a little bit longer than I probably would have liked, but you know, it is what it is, and it's funny the games that your mind plays with you as you're doing something difficult like that, where you're trying to bargain with yourself inside of your own head of like, well, 490, if you drop it at that, like, nobody will know, but there's no way I was going to do that. There's all kinds of machinations, and I started to recognize a while ago that the times when I was on the longest runs were the times where I was just focused on the ball and what I was doing, and now it's like it's gotten even more specific. I know a good touch when it hits this particular bone in my foot, and that is the specificity that you get with lots and lots of reps. So you get to know the thing and the component pieces so much better. So although this is not the exact way that I would prescribe for a young player to get their touch or improve their touch, it's not a bad way. It only takes about 15 to 30 minutes a day, getting in, depending on how many you're getting in and everything like that. And as I've talked about with the master of juggling or tricks or whatever it is that you want to call his abilities, DJ Divany, he and I had a discussion once, and I think it was someplace around 100 juggles in a row he felt like was probably sufficient to prove that you can keep control of the ball, but getting in the touches is important. The in a row is more of a competition that you're putting on yourself. So anyway, today's theme of the outfit is the socks. I went back to it. The unmatching socks. Now, why do people do this? Sometimes it's because of the fact that laundry day is off in the distance, and they haven't got any more socks that match. I actually do this on purpose. I did it for a long time on purpose. I wore mismatched socks every single day because of the fact that there was a company, I'm not sure if they still exist, but there was a company called Little Mismatch that basically became a multi-million-dollar business by doing an idea that everybody else would have said was stupid, and also that made no sense. Socks are meant to come in pairs. You've got 2 feet, and I have many years in my life bought the same sock, like 4 or 5 different pairs, so that even if I was to have a pair that, like, I lost one, well, I've got a bunch of others that kind of pair up with it anyway because they look the same. But Little Mismatch did something extremely weird, and they had a very specific customer base that they were trying to work towards, but they would sell socks in packs of 3, and none of them would match. And basically the idea was that middle school girls who were a little bit shy or something like that would have a reason to start talking to people. Hey, look at my socks. And so this was by all accounts, it's a stupid idea because socks are supposed to look alike. But by going in the opposite direction, by doing something that nobody else would have done, thinking about, what Tim Ferriss often had said in the past was, what if I do the opposite? And all of a sudden now you've got a multi-million-dollar business. So just because you're going against the grain doesn't mean that you're wrong. You've got to follow what it is that you believe is right and try your best. Pardon me. Try your best. Do what you can. All right. There is no roadmap to the perfect life. All right. If there was, everybody would be following it, but it doesn't seem like there is one around. So anyway, have a great day, people, and up the posh.